Hello, my friends. Hope you're doing well today. Today I'm going to be doing another mainly palette knife painting. I'm going to use this big 3-inch brush just to get some color on the canvas here. Put a little thinning, this thinning medium, right here. Take some black and white, mix it into a gray, lighten that up a little bit. And then we're going to add a little touch of this blue. And just go ahead. Let's actually darken that up a little bit with some black. Might have been a little too much black. Let's try that. There we go. I want it a little darker. Get a little water on the brush tip. Just to help it spread a little easier. This guy. Get that sky a little darker. Move that brush up. Alright, now I'm going to take a little touch of the blue there in there. Might need more. Let's see, that might be too much. Oh, no, it's just right. Get that little bit of blue in there. About halfway up. You don't want a whole lot, just a little. All right, now we're going to take just a little touch of that green in there. Separate, just using that to separate the water from the sky. Big soft brush, don't I? No, you're not soft enough. Let's try you. You seem pretty soft. Nope. I'm not trying to lift any of that paint off. I'm just trying get rid of the texture lines in the paint. There. That'll work. Just flattening it out. Alright. Alright. I'm going to get my palette knife. Going a little white. Add a little, actually just stir a little white. Mix a little white right into that greenish gray. Just about halfway down here. Just barely. Just a little line on the horizon. Got my finger on there where it's still wet. Don't want that. Okay. Now we'll get some a little closer here. I want this one to be a little thicker. Because it's closer, so it should show a little better. I'm going to leave a gap in there, though. It's going to have a rock coming up out of the water. signals, the water splashing around in there. Get a little more here. As we get a little close, yeah, let's put a few more little lines in there. All right. And as we get closer, have a little motion in there, like a wave is breaking. And we want our perspective, of course. So pull down the opposite side. Put that back on the canvas. Just kind of scrape some of that down. Don't want to scrape it off though. Maybe we'll get all that greenish gray. Kind of scrub some of that in. In fact, let's get a little bit of that. A few little dark lines in the water. And now, let's put our rock in there. We got some dark brown, mix a little bit of white into it. And I think I'm going to mix a little blue to cool it down. I feel like this rock should start back. Let's put it way up in the sky. Let's put it about right here. That side's a little brighter. Pulled a little too hard there. Pulled some of that color off. I didn't want to do that, so I'm going again with a lighter touch. And then get some brown, just that dark brown. Very lightly. Touch that paint. Let it break. Just want to get some shadows in that rock. And we're not even really touching the knife to the canvas at this point. We're just touching the paint roll on the knife onto the canvas. I'm going to flatten a little bit of that out. I want to get a little more. Some brown again, mixed with some blue again. To the bottom, where the water's splashing around. Heck, let's even get a little black in there. And we get it nice and dark. This part of the rock is wet, so it's going to have a little different color property than the rest of the dry rock. We might even want to pull that up into the rock a little bit. Really get a sense of motion in that water. Just using light and shadow. Now I'm going to get some white. Just a touch of that brown. Mix up the light brown. We can put a little bit of that blue in again. I think that was a little too much, so let's get some more white and some more brown. Just want a cool brown and gray color. I think that's a little too close to our actual rock color, so let's get a little more white. areas of highlight. Some of those areas a little thick. We'll get some brown in there again. Get some of that on there. Cool those highlights. And on the wet rock, you get even more white. Almost pure white. Yeah, just because that light will play different on the rock that's wet. Alright, now let's get a little more white on the brush, or on the brush, on the palette knife. Adding some crashing foam at the bottom of these waves. Over here, at the bottom of those breakers. I'm going to go ahead and put some of that at the bottom of our rock there too. Too much there. I'm just going to scrape that off a little bit. Now we'll get some of that seafoamish green. Let's get a little blue in there too. Get a little white. Just to the tops of these, where the waves are breaking. Get a big blooch there, didn't need. Get that off. You can touch that up with a brush later if needed. I want a little highlight on the edges of the rock here. Not a whole lot. Just enough to separate it from the background a little bit. Okay. Now we get some more of that brownish greenish white again. I think I'm gonna try to pop the bottom of the canvas out a little bit. There we go. Now I'm going back to my soft touch on this one because I want to have more break in the paint. And kind of straight down right in the middle here. As per our perspective, I'm saying pulling a little, got a little too much contact on that side. As we're pulling down over there, I gotta remember to go light again. Light, soft touch. Got my cord in the way, no wonder I can't seem to get it. And if you get too much like I did, just clean your palette knife off. Scrape some of that off. All right. Want a little more of that greenish white coming out there and here, playing around a little bit. Putting some motion in the water. Go into the white again. Get a little blue there. That's all right. Top of these waves as well. Let's go ahead and Little foam action on the bottom of this one as well. Put a few more little lines here and there. The sky looks pretty plain, doesn't it? So let's make up a darker gray. Just kind of swirling it around in there. Give that sky a little more life. Basic cloud shapes. Neighbors upstairs must be vacuuming up some dog hair. I have there a couple of Belgian Malinois. One's about 9 months old. The other one, I think, must be maybe 3 months old. I think they got the pup because the older one was lonely there at work. And boy, I see that older one follows that puppy around nonstop. She is obsessed. She wants to be his mom, I think. It's cute as a Dickens, I tell you. Very high energy dog, so whew. She sees me and she starts barking till I acknowledge her. Then she starts whining and runs over and jumps on me and kisses me and gives me little play bites. Try not to encourage her, because I know they don't want her to act that way. But it warms my heart. I love dogs and cats. I love animals in general. Birds, snakes, frogs. Oh, frogs are cute little fellas. Bearded dragons. I had a roommate who had a bearded dragon who was the coolest little guy. This one a little more. Let's put a little highlight at the top of that. All right. Kind of feel like I want to add maybe a few little streaks in there of rain. Somewhere around here. There we are. I have some ready pour, some white ready pour. So we're just going to put a little bit of that down. I think I'm actually going to put a little more. More green here and there in the water. So I'm playing with texture and color and all of that. All right. I'm just gonna get some of that ready pour white on there. Just that one wasn't quite in line with the others, but that's all right. Just a few little hints of streaks of rain. And there's too much motion down here in the water to really show any raindrops of any sort. And if the colors and the raindrops kind of blend, that's quite all right. This is kind of how it would happen in nature too. The water as it's moving is going to refract the light. And maybe just maybe, we'll just little white paint on the tip here. Probably should actually get a little more of the thick white paint for this. Yeah, I'm going to. Don't mind me. There we go. Just here and there in the water. Just put a few little splashes. Just kind of here in the foreground though, not in the background. Back in the background, you really wouldn't be able to see too much. Let's go ahead. I'm just going to put a few little more touches of color on the rock here. There. And you know what? Maybe at the very bottom of the painting here, maybe this rock is really close to the shore. So let's take some brown and white and a little black. Mix up sort of a brownish gray. And just cut in a little indication. I think we need more of that. Definitely gonna need more of that. I need more brown in there, don't I? Still, just there we go. I think I need to actually bring it out here a little bit to do this part. There we go. Just because it's right on the bottom of the canvas. And this is like it's a canvas board, not a framed canvas, so it doesn't quite stick out far enough for me to get color all the way down. All right. Let's get a little more white. This for down here at the bottom. Get a little more foam indication going. Heck. Let's make this look a little foamier with that knife too. Maybe even right here. Cut in a little reflection of that rock into the water. Or at the very least, some shadow. Get a little brown. Put in there too. And a little touch of that white. There we go. A little black. I want a few little dark areas on this rock. Shade up here too under that highlight. Why not? We can do it. It's our scene after all. Alright, and I don't want to overdo it. So I think I'm going to call it done. Except maybe find that soft brush I had. I think it is, no, put it in the water. That's what I did. Clean the water out. And just following the rain lines up here, I'm just gonna soften those up just a little bit. So even doing that, I'm getting a few more black streaks in there as well. Getting a little more life in that sky. Suppose I should do that in the middle too. I'm not gonna do it in the water though. Alrighty, well, that's gonna do it. I just want to do another quick little piece with the palette knife, and I think I accomplished what I set out to do. I think I'm just gonna call this one the Sentinel. It's that one rocky tower. You know what? I don't like how squared off that top is. Just like me, I always speak too soon. Think I'm done when I'm not. Come on, brown paint. There we go. So we're gonna... Yeah, I got way too much of that paint there. We're just gonna make the top of that a little more uneven. Get a little white in there. There, I like that better. Just looks a little more natural with that rounded top. And again, we're not going for, obviously, with the amount of green in this water, that I'm going to tamp down a little bit here. I just decided. And I will use a brush for that. Mix up a gray. But with the amount of green and everything, we're not going for a fully naturalistic scene. I want something to evoke some emotion. I just wanted to do a quick little painting. And I feel like I accomplished that. Let's just scrape a little shade in here by getting rid of that thicker paint. There we go. And then we can actually rough up the bottom of this foam a little bit. This brush. Gonna do the same over here some. Even though it's acrylic, since it's wet, it'll stay workable longer. We'll just kind of pull that out. Alright, more dark gray just for right there. Alright, now I'm happy with it, and I'm going to call it done. Hope you enjoyed watching my paint. If you're watching to relax, hope it did the trick. If you're watching hoping to learn something, I hope you did. We'll be back soon with another painting. You have a great day and an even better one tomorrow. Goodbye.